In the last 50 years, church leaders began to agree about 7 ideas. 1. People need to see the baptismal font. The best place inside near the worship entrance. As people entered and passed, they remembered their own baptism. When baptism happens, the whole congregation see and support. Second, the baptismal font needs its own regular space, with a special Christ candle with enough space for people to stand around. Pascal, a special Christ candle. Symbolize the Easter victory of Christ. Churches use that for baptisms and funerals often, during the season from Easter to Pentecost. That candle showing Christ stands on the right side of the altar. 3. More water is better. The Bible calls baptism a bath for a new birth. Immersion in a large pool is a beautiful symbol for Jesus' death and resurrection. Under the water, we were buried. Up from the water, we are raised from the grave to a new life. If the church has no pool, then a large font is good, and pour lots of water. 4. No cover on the font is good. People can see and touch. The water to help them remember their own baptism. Martin Luther wrote that baptism can mean to plunge completely into water. But when we bring infants, we pour water from the font. Baptism shows that God drowns our old sinful nature and raises us to a new life. By God's grace, baptism is very important. 5. Running water seems alive and is the best. Example, when people see and hear running water, you remember baptism's water is flowing a new life into his people. 6. Make baptism fonts with hard granite rock. That area around the top is made from slate or brick, and water cleans it easily. Shine a light on the font. 7. Don't make baptism a small happening using small fonts and small water. Large fonts with much water announce God's great victory defeating death and giving his people a new life. Luther teaches baptism is not water only. Baptism is water joined with God's promise, commanding us to bring new life to all the world.